being a politician isn't all about elections. Some are ministers. Some like to sit on committees. And then there are those who fight for what matters to the people they represent. They are the campaigners. For Carolyn Harris, ending burial fees for children had a personal significance, having herself lost her son Martin in a road accident.
I just wanted to hold my little boy, not bury him. But I remember the day the bill arrived and that fear in my stomach as to how I would pay for it.
And her efforts eventually saw the Welsh Government scrap charges in Wales.
The tenacious and dignified campaign being fought by Carolyn Harris on funeral costs for children. Carolyn's been an example to us all.
Another interest is a help for those with gambling addiction.
So the bookmakers have already done their sums as to how they can cover that loss.
As she tried to get the law tightened on fixed odds betting machines.
As you can see, this has come from a collection with the local hospitals.
Her latest campaign is focused on universal credit, as she managed to get the government to relax the rules to help claims.
Will the government please open your eyes, look at the situation that you are creating and put a hold on the rollout until the fundamental flaws in this ridiculous universal credit are resolved.
For her efforts, she's our MP of the Year.
We made this our night. We are there.
So Carolyn Harris, you've been involved in several high-profile campaigns this year, and a very poignant one as well in terms of child burial fees.
Yeah, well, that was because of my own loss, and I think the greatest moment in all that has been when the Welsh Government actually scrapped children's funeral fees, and I've already had the communication from people who have benefited from that, and I'm so immensely grateful that that was one pressure that was removed off them at that terrible time. But I'm absolutely delighted by this, absolutely delighted.
And universal credit as well, you've been a strong campaigner there too.
Well, I come from a constituency where the people are going to feel the impact of universal credit, and it's not just people who are on benefit, it is people who are in work and they're really struggling, and I saw that during the summer when we had children who couldn't afford to eat lunchtime, and we fed 6,500 children. But now, coming up to Christmas, what a cruel time to be introducing universal credit.
But when you look at universal credit, do you think there's a grain of truth there? Do you understand what the government maybe are trying to do?
I think I understand the methodology behind why they want to do it, and in some ways that makes sense. It's the implementation which is completely wrong. And if you've got a programme that's not working, surely it's best to wait until you've ironed out all the creases before you roll it out nationally, especially over Christmas. People in Swansea, if they are going to need universal credit over Christmas, they would have needed to apply a fortnight, 3 weeks ago actually. Nobody knows, you know, the pain that that's going to cause.
The pressure you put on the UK government as well seemed to maybe play a role in influencing them.
Yeah, I think so.
Was that enough, do you think?
No, definitely not. We need to do a lot more, but that's about campaigning, that's about raising the profile, that's about bringing real stories into the chamber for the government to listen what the real impact of their policies are. And that is something which I pride myself in being able to do.
And Brexit is the other thing that's been dominating the agenda here at Westminster. How difficult has it been to try and cut through with some other issues?
Yeah, I think it is difficult because Brexit is all-consuming. But I see things happening every day, and I think that those issues need to have a voice, and if I'm in a position to be able to give those issues a voice, like children's funerals, like state pension inequality, like the gambling stuff I've done, then they shouldn't go on the back boiler because we're in the middle of a process that is going to take quite a long time to resolve. We can't all hang around and wait for things to get better there before we worry about the other things. So I've concentrated on the other things because I think that's really important for not just my constituents, for most people in this country.
Carolyn Harris, congratulations.
Thank you.